Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Trails Radio Show. Thank you for joining us this evening. Join me and my special guest, singer Mr. Mike Williamson, in a few minutes. Thanks. My first question to you is, how did your career begin? How did you get started in your career?
Well, I was working when I was real young at Kmart, and I just met some musicians, and I sat in with them, and I became one of a group called the Proud Americans. Mm-hmm. And we did some shows around, and one thing led to another, and I wound up singing in nightclubs.
Definitely.
After I met the group, the Letterman, they inspired me and were always very kind to get me up to sing with them when I saw them, and I just wanted a career in music at that point.
And you've been in it ever since. You're still in it.
Yeah, I'm still at it. We're working at a club in Beloit, Wisconsin. I live in Rockford, Illinois, but about 18 miles from here is Wisconsin, and we're able to work there even through this virus problem on the weekends. So that's been very nice.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming gigs, or has everything kind of slowed down due to COVID?
The shows we are not doing right now, but the nightclub act at the Butterfly in Beloit, Wisconsin, I'm there every Friday and Saturday indefinitely, except the last Friday of the month. I have a job in Rockford, Illinois, at a place called the Stockholm Inn, and right now we're not able to perform there because of the Illinois rules. But I'm very lucky, I and my band, that we keep working.
Definitely. You have to keep working, especially if you have the passion for it, Definitely.
You betcha.
Definitely.
And I write songs as well as sing in the night spots. I've been writing songs for, the past probably 6 years with keyboard player Bruce Warden, and sometimes his wife gets involved in the lyrics of the songs, and we've turned out quite a few. In fact, I sent you a few of those, I think.
Oh, yes, I listened to them. They're wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, thank you.
My next question to you is, what do you find is the most challenging part for you being a songwriter and a singer? What do you find is the most challenging, the most difficult?
Well, as far as the songwriting, it is just close to impossible to get your songs into the hands of the artists who could record them. It's been a real tough road there, and we keep working at that aspect of it. So that's not really an easy business, but songwriting is rewarding. I like to do it, and of course I record my own songs and release them. And as far as the club work, I've just been very blessed that I've been able to work steady. For a while, I went out to Las Vegas, the lounges in Las Vegas, but I ended up coming back to Rockford because friends and family were here.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep working at it,
Definitely. It's an interesting business to be in. It's not for everybody, but if you're in it for the long haul, and you have to have the passion for it and not take rejection personally and be persistent.
Right.
And keep trudging, It's
You bet, and I'm real lucky that I have some musicians that work for me that are just top-notch players, and that makes it a very joyful experience to sing when you have that musical backing.
Definitely. You meet a lot of interesting people in the industry, and you make a lot of great friends, and they help you along the way, you know.
Oh, you bet. Sure do. And I think you have a lot of interesting friends, too, from what I see. That's exciting.
Well, thank you. I've been doing radio interviewing since, I'm 20 now, but I've been doing interviewing since I was 13. I've done interviewing, and before I did interviewing, I was a DJ, and I did music, and I promoted music and stuff, so I have a little bit of that on the music industry, you know, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm also an actor and a writer and a voice actor. But my main shtick is radio interviewing.
I wish I had the talent for that. I have a radio show, but I just play music on there and do some introductions. I think that you know Marion Ross, don't you?
Yes, I've interviewed her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's from my hometown of Albert Lee, Minnesota. And our station manager at the radio station, Murray Hansen, is from Albert Lee, Minnesota. And his mom was a good friend of Marion Ross, and she's done some promos for us for the station. She seems like a real nice lady.
Oh, that's awesome, and definitely. She was very nice when I talked to her, very forthcoming with the stories and all kind of stories from her career. She was a very nice lady to talk to.
Well, that's really interesting, and we just keep moving along. That's about all we can do in these troubled times, Trey. But we'll get through it.
Definitely. You mentioned you have a radio show. Where can people find that?
It's online at WTPBLP.com, and you can click Listen Live, and it will play the station. And then there's a schedule of when my show is on at the website too. And it's so nice because I get to play not only my talented friends' music, but I get to play some of my stuff too. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. Been doing it about 6 years.
That's awesome. I'll have to take a listen to it.
The show is called Mike Williamson and Friends.
Awesome. I'll have to definitely check it out. It sounds very interesting.
And another thing we did for 17 years was a benefit for the American Cancer Society, and we called it Magic Monday. And it was always in the main arenas in Rockford, Illinois. And I've just been putting some videos out on my YouTube channel from Magic Monday. Some great memories. We always had the big band with us and a wonderful conductor and a lot of different people on stage.
Definitely. That's awesome, and it's always great to give back to the community, you know, especially you can do that with singing, you know, in the industry. It's always incredible to do that, you know.
You sure can. It's a fun time. When I first started with the Proud Americans, I was pretty shy about it all, and we had a couple of real big jobs. We went to the Rochester, Minnesota, to the Mayo Clinic, and the manager of the group was a good friend of Conrad Hilton, and he hired us to come up and do a show because he donated $10 million to build a brain research building near the Mayo Clinic. And I got to meet Mr. Hilton, and we did the show for him, and that was a thrilling experience, really.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And we wore red, white, and blue, and we sang some wonderful patriotic songs.
Definitely.
Which I still enjoy. I like to do God Bless the USA. You know, that's one of my favorites now. And Neil Diamond's song, America. They're coming to America. I enjoy doing that one a lot.
Definitely. What is the name of your band you're with now?
It's the Mike Williamson Trio.
Mike Williamson Trio, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome. Do you have a website where people can find some of your music, or are you on YouTube? Or
we are on YouTube. My website is MikeWilliamsonMusic.com, and that's Williamson, S-O-N. And that has links to all the radio show information and some of our YouTube videos. If you just look up Mike Williamson Music on YouTube, that would take anyone to our channel.
Definitely. I'll put that in the description for on the interview where people can find your music and stuff. So.
Oh, great. I appreciate that.
No problem.
And I did, back in the 1980s, I did an album that I wrote called Friends Forever with the orchestra. And it's been about 7 years ago now, but I got a call from South Korea, and somebody had found a vinyl copy of that record. And they wanted to market it, and we signed a contract, and they paid me, and it's available in South Korea right now. And that was kind of exciting to have happen.
That's incredible. Definitely.
I don't know where they found me, but it was a nice experience.
Definitely. It's always nice to have those kind of experiences, and you hope to have many more. Definitely.
Oh, you betcha. You betcha. We did, with the Proud Americans, I got to go to Washington, D.C., and we did a show in the State Department auditorium, and that was exciting with a lot of political people there. And I was at that time I had left the Proud Americans, and I was singing at a nightclub, but they booked me to be their opening act, and it was a lot of fun. Travel to Washington.
Definitely.
I think we went out on a school bus. It wasn't the most comfortable trip, but it didn't bother us, When you're young, you can take it.
Definitely. My last question to you is, and I know we discussed a little bit about it, but what is your advice to people who want to get into the industry, who want to be a songwriter, who want to be a singer?
I would say be strong and dedicated, and get some input from people who've been in the business for a while that you meet along the way. Sometimes you meet older musicians, and they know the ropes. They've been through it all, and respect them and listen to them, because you can get some good ideas from them. And just get out and be brave and get in front of people and sing or play your instrument, and overcome those jitters. For some years, I got kind of scared every time I was going to sing, and then I figured I can't do this anymore. I'll be a nervous wreck. So I finally got over it after a couple of years, and it became a pleasure to do, and I get excited about it now. But my advice would be just hang in there, write your songs, try to share them. Thanks to the internet now, you can get your music so people can hear it. Mm-hmm. And we keep trying to get some artists to do our songs and listen to them, and we won't give up. We'll stay at that.
Definitely, and be yourself. Don't try to image yourself off another musician. Be your own self. Definitely.
Sure. If you like the style or the music, let's say, of somebody like Frank Sinatra, do his songs, do those songs, the great songbook, but do them as yourself, because the songs are wonderful, And there was only one Frank Sinatra, but be your own person. And that's what people will come to see is that you're unique.